Hey loves, and welcome back to Life with CheKesha. It is your girl, and in today's video I will be doing a digital tutorial. So if this is something that you'll be interested in, keep watching. Alright, so before we get into today's video, y'all already know it's customary here that we welcome all of our subscribers and first-time viewers. And if you are a returning subscriber, you already know. Thank you for coming back. I'm hoping that you're enjoying the variety of videos that I have been offering so far this year. And if this is your first time tuning in, do me a big favor and drop me a purple heart in the comments box. That way I know that you are new, and I'll meet and greet you in the comments section. And as well, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and click that subscribe button and that notification bell. That way you'll never miss any of my videos. All right, you guys, so today is another digital tutorial. And since most of us are all on this journey together and a lot of us are new to it, especially me, I'm still new, I figured before we get into the actual planning stuff, I'll kind of show you some of the things that I'm learning. So when we go ahead and do those plan with me's, we're all kind of on the same page. I hope that works out for y'all. So let's go ahead and get into today's video. All right, so today I am going to show you how to upload fonts to your GoodNotes app. That way you can use those fonts on your actual planner spreads or your documents that you have housed on GoodNotes. So your GoodNotes actually comes with free fonts. You don't have to download a font if you don't want to, but if you're anything like me and you want to kind of switch it up, give it a little va-va-va-voom, you want some, nice, cute fonts that you can play around with. So there is an app called iFont that you would have to download. I believe it is free, and you just download it and you'll be able to get fonts. So let me go ahead and show you the app, and then we'll get right into it. All right, so all of y'all know that I am an Apple user. So I do apologize if you are using an Android device, but I can only give it to you from my perspective. But 9 times out of 10 is probably pretty similar. So if you're watching along, this will kind of give you an idea how to use it once you upload it to your device. So you want to go ahead and search, and you want to type in iFont, and it's already on here. But this is what I always do as well before I download anything. I like to kind of see what it looks like before I get into it. And so it gives you previews of what the actual app looks like. So it'll tell you, it'll show you kind of like the home page where all of your actual installer is, where you will actually go to install the actual fonts. It'll show you some more information. And then it'll show you some of the Google fonts that are already uploaded that you can choose from. And then it'll show you kind of like the different ways of how the fonts look. And, you can just, kind of play around with it. And then this is just the dark mode for my people that like dark mode fonts. So once you find that, you're going to go ahead and download it and all of that stuff. Once you download it, you'll go ahead and open it. And if you already have it, just find the icon and open it. But we're going to open it from here. So when it first opens, it's going to take you to the installer page. So this is where all of your fonts that you have already uploaded, if you have done so. And as you can see, once you have a font that's uploaded, it'll say installed on here. In which this is not even half of the fonts that I have. But so if you don't have a font that's installed, it'll just be right here and you can click on it. Now these are some previous fonts that I decided I didn't want anymore, so that's that. So we're going to go ahead and go to the Find Fonts, and this one with the the magnifying glass. So when you get this app, it's going to already have the font.com on here, it's going to have your Google Fonts and Open Files. And Open Files is any files that you have saved on your device. So the Google Fonts, and then I've added font space in Creative Market, and I'll show you how to add that if those are font programs that you use. So we're going to go to Google Fonts first. So Google Fonts will pull up all the fonts that they have. So I would say before you go into looking for fonts, kind of go through this and see if there's anything that you like. And I just eyeballed this. So we're going to hit get. So if you find a font on the Google Fonts, you want to hit get. And then it's going to automatically be on your device. You don't have to do anything. It's going to go ahead and go right over here where this little red thing is to install. You don't have to do any extra steps. So on the Open Files, this is where any fonts that you may have purchased through Etsy or any other places, those files will be there. And let's see if I have any fonts on here. Let's see. I think this is a font. Is this a font? Yeah. So any fonts that you have on your files, what will happen, it'll come up like this. And it'll tell you, our font found 16 font files in the archive. So basically, it's just saying like anything that's attached to that zip file. So those fonts were a font package that I got from Etsy. And so all the fonts, it was like 16 in total. So all of them are here. Now, if you don't want to download all of those fonts, you would just go in there and just unselect what you don't want to put on there. So say you go through and you're like, okay, I want to put all 16 or I just want to put one. You just select the one that you want to pick and just make sure, always make sure that everything is already on there, and then just hit import. And then it's going to go right over here. It's going to automatically put here. So these are all the most recent fonts that I want to add to my device via iFont app, and they'll be right here. But say I'm like, I want to add more, because the trick of this, you can actually add everything at one time versus doing them one at a time. And I'm going to show you how to do them all at once versus one at a time, because it just saves you time. But the way that I'm going to do it, showing you how to install multiple fonts at one time, is the same way if you did it individually. So we want to go back to Font Finder, and I have found some fonts that I want to add to my list of fonts that I have. One of my fellow digital planner babes, Love Janelle, she had posted some fonts, and I'm going to show it to you. So a lot of the digital planner babes, they are so sweet. They like to provide you with freebies or tips and tricks, and that's how I learn a lot of my stuff. So Love Janelle has given us 5 free fonts that every digital planner needs. So I'm definitely going to do the photo shot. I think I already have the Bondi XT, but if not, we're going to try to add that. The Kiss Miss Kindergarten, and that's just somebody talking. Baby Girl, Roboto, and I haven't, I'm going to have to look this one up, Dingbat Fonts, and see. So we're going to go ahead and look for these ones. So whatever app that's on here, typically they will have most of the free ones. So we're going to go straight to DaFont. And as you can see, if you don't know what fonts you want, when you pull up DaFont, it's going to have some fonts on here for you to already kind of preview. And then if you expand, you can pick the font type, the serif, sans serif, script, decorative, vintage, and more. So if you don't know of a font, you can just kind of scroll through and see what you like, because that's what I pretty much did when I first came on here. And I love this coffee one. So we're going to download this one. And so when you download it directly from an outside website, this is how it will look. It'll tell you what the font looks like, and you can either import and continue to browse or import it now. But we want to keep browsing because we want to do a batch import. So I'm going to import it, and we're going to keep looking. So let's go ahead and look up these amazing fonts that she put in. So at the top, you have your search bar, and you'll just type in whatever font that you are looking for. So we're going to do photo shoot, and it's there. Now if it's not there, then that means it's not on this app, and then that's when you would go and look at your different apps. So we're going to go ahead and download that, import, and continue browsing. And so say it wasn't on there and you Googled, because a lot of times what I do, if I can't find a font, I will go to my Google search bar. Don't mind all the stuff that I have up here. So say I want to look for Photoshop fonts and I could not find it in the install. So I'll say Photoshop. All right, so here it'll tell you where this font is in all the different font programs. So the font is already on the app, but say it wasn't and you wanted to add, let's see, we're going to go to download free fonts. So you will go here and you will see that it's on there. Now what you would have to do is you're going to have to add this to your actual iFont page. So you can do it a couple of different ways. You can go to your arrow up at the top, search for iFonts, and go here, and it's going to download it here. So we're going to add font source. So we'll go back to our iFont, and then we're going to go to our find font. Well, font finders, and as you can see, download free font is there, and you click it and the Photoshop is there. So now you want to go ahead and install it, and you want to wait a little bit because this is an outside website, and you should get a little red box here, there it goes, to let you know that it's been installed. So as you can see, this is the third one. And just to let you know, if you're not sure, because this was the same one, just look at the time. It says 5:57. But since we have multiple ones of these, I don't need to keep them. So say that you downloaded it too many times, you would just hit select, and then you have your little function buttons here where you can either install, share as a zip, delete. If you want to compare, you can add to a group, install via email, export zip drive. So you have a lot of different options, but we're going to go ahead and delete those ones. All right, so I'm going to delete this because I already have it. All right, so right now we're looking at these 3 fonts that we're going to add. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and add some additional ones, and then I'll be right back. All right, so I'm back. So I have downloaded all the fonts, and the Roboto, this one has multiple options under it. You know how like sometimes you go to pick a certain font and you can pick thin, ultra thin, italics, bold. So these are all the different Roboto ones. So when you actually upload it and go to your GoodNotes app, when you click Roboto, it's going to then give you the option to drop down to pick all of these options. Now, was only one on here that I couldn't find, and that was the Bondi. Was the Bondi TX? Let's see. Yeah, it was the Bondi XT. So it could be because it's already in the actual fonts. So we're going to go back to Font Finder. We're going to go to Google Fonts, and we're going to go up here and just type Bondi. All right, so I typed in Bondi XT and it's not coming up. So what I also like to do is I'll go through some of these different apps that I've already, well, not really apps. I keep calling these apps, but these are websites. I'll go to the actual website and I might type, because not all of the websites have all of the same fonts. So we're going to type in Bondi XT on here and see what they have. So here it is right here. And I'm almost thinking maybe I didn't write it right. Let's see. Because this is a popular. Okay, there it is. So that was my error. I keep hearing people call it Bondi. So, and it's Bodani, not Bondi. So Bondani. It did actually come up in default space. But as you can see, it also came up when I typed it in on this one. So we're going to go ahead back to this. And it went away. All right, so we're going to download that. Import and continue. So also, if you're ever looking, if you type and they have a lot of different options. So as you can see, Bodani has a lot of different options. So you can go and it'll show you, like the top ones will say commercial, and then these ones that say my font are typically the free ones. So this will show you all the free Bodani ones, and then these ones that you are commercial, so more than likely you have to pay with some type of licensing. All right, so before we go ahead and get into installing, let's show you a couple of other features. So say you have a font website that you use on a regular basis and you want to pull it in. If you hit the plus, you would just type the name of the website here and it'll come up. So let me see if I type in font space, will it come up again? Let's see, because I don't know any websites right off the top of my head. .com, next, save. Okay, see how it popped up here? So if you know the website, you can just put it in that little box and it'll be right here for you. And you can always hit the edit button to get rid of any extra ones. So we'll get rid of this one right here because I'm pretty happy. And then you can put this here. So it can use Google websites to pull up the fonts. So now let's go ahead and look at some of these other features. So you do have feature fonts that come on our font, and it's this one right here where the star is. So this will have all the fonts that are featured. So again, you might not even have to go through the process of going through the fonts finder if you go here first. And I showed you this last just because I wanted to show you the hardest thing. Well, I'm not gonna really say hardest thing, but the one that is more labor intense first, so we can get through all the fun stuff. And so some of these fonts I already have, but I got them through one of the websites that I put on here. But just in general, these fonts are amazing. I mean, just look, just tons and tons and tons and tons of fonts. And you can go on here to see if they're already installed. So I already have these ones installed. What's not installed, you can do it that way, or if you just want to see all of them. But I would recommend first check install to see if you already have them, and then hit this. Now say you are the type that only likes handwritten fonts, so you can deselect all of these and it'll show you all your handwritten fonts. And then all you do is click install, and once you install it, it'll go over here to the installer. Now options, this is just playing around with the different settings. And then this is if you want to have the premium, you can pay $1.99, and basically it just removes any advertisements and unlocks any extra features and icons, because some of the free fonts you don't get all of the characters. Like a couple of fonts that I have, I can't use any of the numbers, and if I wanted to use them, I would just pay an extra $1.99 and I have them, but it's no big deal to me. And then this is where it's going to show installed all the apps that all the fonts that you have installed. So everything that you have installed on here is going to come up. Say you want to see how the fonts actually looked. So at the top, you'll have what all of the fonts look like that you have on here. So say you want to look at the Bondi, and for some reason when I hit the B, it doesn't bring me to the B, but you can select the alphabet to get to the category a lot faster. But I want to see what the Bondi looks like. So that's what the Bondi, Bodani, y'all correct me, man. Y'all know I be messing up names. The Bodani 72 old style bowl looks like. And it kind of gives you a little thing about this. And then you can compare. So this in comparison to this font, that's what that looks like. So that's just another little tool there. And then groups is where you can like group your fonts together. I don't use that because when I go under my installer, it's going to group everything together as well. All right, so before you get into this, you can decide, I would say go through all of the fonts that you just download to decide if you really want to import them all. If not, you can delete them. So what you want to do is hit select, and then you want to start selecting what you want to upload. So I'm just going to go through, and the only reason I'm not doing select all because I have other fonts on here that are already uploaded, and I don't want to re-upload those fonts. And it will give you a message to let you know that you duplicated, but I don't want to go through all that. So now that I have all 25 of the new fonts on here, I want to go ahead and hit install. Now say you don't want to install them and you have a friend that wants some fonts, you can share them. And then you can either email them or you can save them to your files if you want to add them later. If you have Procreate, you can upload them to your Procreate or any other options that they have here. So if I want to airdrop them to my cell phone, so my cell phone can have these fonts because they're not transferable. So just because they're on your iPad does not mean that they're going to be on your iPhone or whatever device. So we're going to go ahead and just get out of this and we're going to hit install. And then once everything gets, there we go. And so here is where it'll let you know if you have any duplicates. And if you do, it'll just tell you, and it'll also tell you these were shared from the same postscript. And if you feel like you want to double dip, but it's no need because we want all the space on our computer. On our devices. Now, I will tell you, they don't take up a lot of space. So if you're worried about spacing issues, I haven't ran into any issues where this has taken up any space. So I'm going to hit done. And so right here, the names, this is the names of all of the fonts that you're adding. And then it'll tell you the descriptions. And then you can remove them from here if you don't want them to still be on it. Because once you have them on your device, you don't have to keep them here. So I'm going to go ahead and remove them once I'm done. So here you can remove fonts. So say you only need a specific font for a certain project. And once that project's over, you want to delete it. You can hit this button here and you can pick the specific date that you want them, or you can, the duration, or you can pick the specific date. But I don't use this because I don't delete any of my fonts. And if I need to, I'll just go to my iPad device. But we're going to go ahead and turn that off because we're not deleting anything. We're going to hit next. And then it's going to give you instructions. It says this website is trying to download a configuration profile. Do you want to do this? Yes, you want to. So you hit allow. You hit close because it's now downloading to your profile. And then it's going to give you the option to open it directly from here. But say if for some reason you hit the button by accident and you go to, if you go to your settings, it'll be right here under profile downloads. But we're going to go ahead and do everything directly through here. Open settings, and there it is. We're going to tap it, and then here it'll tell you everything that's on there. So we're going to go ahead and install, and I have to put my code in. I'll be right back. All right, so it says this profile is not signed. You want to hit install to sign them. Install. Done. And now all of your fonts are there. So now I just want to show you two more things, and then I'm going to be done. So that Dingbat font that I was trying to figure out, what that is, it's basically it gives you like the different shapes and stuff that you can get. So if you go back to your font finder, and we're going to go ahead and look for them under here. So we're going to search Dingbat. So these are like all the shapes that you can add to your fonts. So I thought this one was really neat. Like, let's open this one up. So if you're watching your favorite TV shows, you can do like MTV, CNN, Fox, ABC, HBO. So it gives you a few little icons that you can use when you're binge watching some TV shows. So let's download this. You have like little emojis. You have some flowers, some coffee cups. Let's tap on this and look at this. So these are like cute little icons that you can add. Coffee cups, Christmas tree, cacti. So this is a fun little font. All right, so now we're back to the beginning of this. Now, I pretty much use default 99.9% of the time because mostly everything that I want is under this. It's just some of those specialty ones that you may have to pay for that's hard to find. I normally either go to Creative Market, in which most of their fonts you have to pay for. But say you don't know what you're looking for. You can go up to the top and pick like new fonts. You can put themes, and then you can select with themes. So let's see. We want to do cartoon theme fonts. So it'll pull up all like your cartoon theme fonts right there. This lemon tea looks cute. Say you want to do Easter's the next holiday. So these are like all the little Easter fonts. And so you have some icons and some cute little fonts for Easter. And you get 2 pages of those. So these are super cute. And now you can also create an account on here if you use this frequently. You can log in or register. I haven't done anything, but registration is free if you want to do that. All right, so now that we've gotten all of the fonts that we want, let's kind of play around with them and show you where you can find them, in which is pretty self-explanatory, but I'm going to go ahead and show you anyway. All right, so one thing about it is if you don't remember the fonts that you picked, you're going to have to scroll through and find them. So you want to make sure that your text tool is on, and then you go to your text option, and it's only going to show you in the alphabetical order. So remember, I've did the this one right here. So we're going to type, and let's use my keyboard for this one. And I'm just going to type basic things. All right. So this is the font. So this is one of the fonts that we got on here. All right, so in order to select the different font for which you already wrote, you just have to highlight it in blue and keep it highlighted in blue. And I'm just making this smaller, y'all. All right, so we're going to kind of go through and find our fonts. And I'm going to just speed it up. So as I pick them, it's just going to show you the fonts that I purchased. All right, love. So that is my tutorial of how I use Font Finder, and some of the fun things that you can do. And these are so cute. I'm definitely going to use the E1 and the ABC. I don't really watch these channels, but I do watch HBO Max. I could put like a plus sign beside it. But anyway, so I hope you enjoyed. I hope this was helpful. So when we get ready for those plan with me's, you'll be able to know what I'm using and how I was able to use them. I hope you enjoyed the last video when I was showing you how to create different things using your GoodNotes app. GoodNotes is what I use. I do know they have like other PDF document apps to use, but this is what I use. So I use GoodNotes, and I use Font Finder for my fonts, and I use for my digital planner, I use Luvs Books, and I do have a couple other planners that I have purchased since the last time we probably talked. I do have a budget planner that I got separately. I do have a journaling Bible that I did do a flip through of that, and I did just recently find the perfect content planner for me, in which I'll probably be doing a flip through of that as well. And then once those are done, we're going to get into planning and doing, Bible journaling and things like that. I'm excited about having a digital planner to go along with my paper planner, because I do still use a paper planner for my day-to-day. But my digital planner is like my command center where everything is located. So if you have any questions about today's video, I hope I haven't confused any of you all, because, sometimes, digital stuff can appear to be overwhelming, but it really isn't until you actually start using the stuff. Like, I will watch a video and go along with the YouTuber as they do it, because I am more of a visual and hands-on type of person. So if that works for you, get your iPad out while you're watching the videos. Anytime you see me do a tutorial, go ahead and get your devices out so you can go along with me. So again, I hope you enjoyed. If so, again, leave me a comment below. I would greatly appreciate it. And also, it will help me so much if you go ahead and give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so, click that subscribe button and that notification bell. That way YouTube will know that you all are liking my videos, and they'll push me up in that algorithm. You know what I'm saying? Because I need to get pushed up in there, because I feel like, like this is for somebody and they're missing it because they can't find me. And also, by you hitting that notification bell, you'll get an alert each time I upload a video. And if you have already hit the notification bell and you haven't been getting my alerts, sometimes you have to turn it off and turn it back on. I don't know what's going on with YouTube, because I've been having the same problem. I've been missing a lot of my favorite YouTubers' videos, especially when they go live, and I don't want y'all to miss any of my videos. So again, I thank you all for bearing with me. I thank you all for going on this digital journey with me. And I'm sitting here looking at my coffee, and I just let it sit there. But anyway, so I am out. Until next time, loves. Peace.